YouTube family, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm so glad that you decided to join me today. So today's video is gonna be talking about how I climbed my way out of $20,000 of debt. So I guess we'll just jump right into it. So whenever I was younger, my mom, I talked my mom into getting a credit card. I said, Mom, look, it's gonna help build my credit, and I just thought it was like a great idea. And for a while, so bizarre, whenever I was younger, I was actually fairly responsible with the credit card, but as time went on and the older I got and the more comfortable I got with charging my credit card, I kind of got comfortable in that credit card debt. Now it never really got too out of hand for a long time. I think I was sitting at about $2,000 debt, you know, and then just every month I would pay like $100 or $200, and then I would just like charge it again, and then I just kind of, that was like the norm for me, okay? And so then I just kind of started making irresponsible decisions, money decisions, not even just money decisions, just irresponsible life choices. And with that, you know, your credit card debt, it just adds up so quickly, and it's so sneaky. So like another thing that I did to trash my credit card or my credit was I would go on trips in times that I knew I should not be going on trips. I would purchase shoes when I knew I should not be purchasing shoes. I would go get dinner and, you know, happy hour with in times that I knew I shouldn't have been doing all those things. And so I never really used it for a long time until I got older. I never really used it, or whenever I was younger, I used it for emergencies. But what I'm trying to say is whenever I got older, I started using it for kind of just play. And so then I started getting into Mary Kay sales, and I personally just wanted to join Mary Kay because I wanted a discount on the product, and I told my Mary Kay sales rep exactly that whenever I signed up, and she, they're sneaky, okay? And so she would always, one time she convinced me to give her my credit card, and she would charge what I needed for my inventory, which happened to be like $2,500, something crazy, okay? And I was just so young and naive, and yeah. So eventually I quit selling Mary Kay, yada yada yada, but my credit card was still like, it's growing now, okay? It's getting higher, and it's just getting higher and higher and higher. And then I guess we'll talk about kind of how I climbed myself out of debt. Another thing that kind of put me in the hole was the position that I worked for. I never got paid, like, I wasn't paid from like a normal pay stub, like, or through direct deposit. It wasn't like a normal job like that. So I would get paid from like a personal bank account. And so my pay was never like a scheduled pay. I was paid like a set amount every month, but like that boss would only pay me like kind of whenever it was convenient for her, or if I like kindly reminded her to like pay me my paycheck, you know, like that's kind of awkward. I have never been the type of person to be like, hey, yo, you pay me, or you are due to pay me now. You know what I mean? So like because she was always like, she would always pay me. Like, it's not like she didn't pay me my wage. It's just she would pay me like 3 weeks late a lot of times. So yeah, anyway, so how I managed to like work my way out of that debt was just, for like 3 years, literally, like I just did not buy anything, and I just like paid rent and health insurance and like literally the bare minimums, the bare minimum. And luckily for me, I live at home with my family, so I was able to, any like toiletries or anything like that that I needed, my family, you know, was able to provide for me. Food, my family was able to provide for me, and even gas, occasionally my parents would provide for me. So yeah, it just took a long time of really hard work at just trying to stay frugal and like not spending extra money. And I would pay like $500, $700 a lot of times, just a month, just to get it paid. Yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna go back into that type of debt life, because I just don't have anything to show for that $20,000. I mean, I could have put a down payment on a house. You know, I could have bought a brand new car. Like, I could have used that money in just a way better way than credit card debt. So yeah, crazy. And so now I'm completely debt free, and I do think that my credit score is like, it's not a bad credit score. Like, I have a great, actually, I think, credit score. It's just I got what I wanted, you know. As a teenage girl looking back, I would be like, wake up, Sarah. You don't need that credit score. But hey, you live and you learn. And I am grateful for like all the life experiences that came along the way. I learned a lot, and I grew a lot, like, as a person, because, you know, whenever I was younger, I would kind of spend money recklessly. I have no desire to spend money recklessly like that. It's just not in the cards for me. Don't get me wrong, I'm a girly girl. Like, I love, you know, like getting cute, like accessories and shopping and stuff, but that kind of stuff you can get on sale. You can get such good deals. So I don't think I'm ever gonna be like a super bougie type of gal. Some people would call me high maintenance just because I do my hair and makeup and I like looking presentable. As a female does not mean I'm necessarily high maintenance. So I think that's more of like a self-respect type of thing and how you want to present yourself to the world. And I think that's important if you want to have good self-confidence. So don't ever let anybody tell you you are high maintenance just because you want to look nice and you want to feel pretty. But yeah, I remember every night I would come home and I would write in my journal, and I would write like how much in debt I was, and then I would write how much money I needed to pay on my bill, and it felt so overwhelming. And I was obsessed. I would obsessively just like every night just like write in my journal like, okay, you need to owe like $700 this month to even make a dent in next month's payment. Otherwise, you're just gonna kind of be sitting like at the same debt level because of interest rates. And oh my gosh, it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare, but I'm happy to be debt free today. And yeah, if you ever get in, like, first of all, if anybody ever tries like to put you in a situation where they are messing with your monies, honey, nuh-uh-uh, you don't need them in your life. And if you're just kind of young and naive and like you don't really have a backbone yet, girl, you got to stand up for yourself because there's so many people in this world that like will, you know, they see like a vulnerable person and they will prey upon that. And I'm not saying that my credit card debt was like anybody's fault other than that of my own, but there were certain like circumstances and situations and people that were like planted in my life at that moment in time that didn't really take into consideration my goals and my needs and my financial circumstances. So yeah, that's how I got into debt. It was sneaky, it climbs up on you and it just gets high really quick. And that's how I got out of it, was just patience, a lot of patience. So if you are struggling with a lot of credit card debt, just know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. And if you need to get a second job, that was also another thing that I kind of played around with, the idea of getting a second job. Luckily, I didn't need to do that, but I was ready to do that just, you know, for a short time. But that's unnecessary, and it's easy to be responsible with your money, but once you're debt free, but once you get into debt, it's so hard to climb out of it. So yeah, thanks for watching and we'll see you next time. Bye guys.